Okay, well, I think it's been a couple minutes. Probably maybe have a, you good to go, Kathy?
Hang on one second, Mayor.
Yep. Oh, you got to record. Okay.
I'm good to go, and I did.
Okay, thank you. We'll call this council public hearing to order. It's Wednesday, June 2nd. The time is 9:50 p.m. The topic is annexation of 355 or 35116 Dees Lane, McClue. Is that how you say that, Jenny? McCullough? Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I will try to breeze through this script. I know it's late. This is a quasi-judicial land use hearing. The subject of this hearing is a request for an annexation. The subject property is identified on the county assessor's map as lot 1701, 4 North, 1 West, 5 CC. The applicant is Roy and Jinky McCullough, and the owner's the same. Because quasi-judicial proceedings require observance of certain procedural formalities, we need to take a few moments to cover preliminary matters and required statements. Does any member of the council wish to declare an ex parte contact, conflict of interest, or bias in this matter? Hearing none. Does any member of the public object to the ability of a counselor to make a fair decision? Hearing none. Generally, the order of proceedings will be as followed: required statement, staff report, applicant, those in favor, neutral, those opposed, rebuttal, final questions, close of the record, deliberations, and decision. The following statements are required to be made at the commencement of the hearing pursuant to City Code and ORS 197763, Section 5. The following is a list of applicable substantive criteria for this decision: St. Helens Municipal Code 1728030, 17080401A and 060, and St. Helens Municipal Code 1711230, Section 2. All testimony, arguments, evidence must be directed towards the applicable substantive criteria as described, or other criteria in the plan, such as the comp plan, land use regulation, such as that found in the development code, which the person believes applies to this decision. Failure to raise an issue, including constitutional or other issues relating to the proposed conditions of approval in this hearing in person or in writing, or failure to raise an issue accompanied by statements or evidence sufficient to afford the approving authority an opportunity to respond to this issue, precludes appeal to LUBA on that issue and precludes an action for damages in circuit court. Whew. I think that's the fastest.
You did good. Yeah, you did really good.
All right, so I'm going to share my screen to show you a map of the property. Do you all see that?
Yep.
Great. So this subject property is a weird one. It's actually partial portion of a property. In 1998, the larger section of the property was annexed and left this portion outside the city for whatever reason at that time. It's about 23,700 square feet, or just over a half an acre. It's got an access easement on it called 60s Lane, which serves an abutting single family dwelling over here. A building permit was approved to construct a new detached single family dwelling on this portion of the lot, which is already in city limits. And as part of the development of that lot and connection to city utilities, the applicant's required to annex the remainder of this property into city limits. As with all annexations, we send out referrals. The County Public Works Department wanted the applicant to obtain an access permit through the county because this section of Columbia Boulevard is a county jurisdiction road. And also the existing access here and driveway culvert for stormwater was not up to par. So this is being handled through the building permit of that single family dwelling. So we are meeting those comments. This property meets all the conditions to not subject it to a majority vote among the electorate, so that's great. The site is already connected to city water. We have adequate capacity to serve this property with water. In 2021, the applicant completed a sewer mainline extension in order to develop the property. So the main line was approximately where my cursor is, and they actually spent quite a bit of time and money to extend the sewer line all the way down to this property. So that's great. We got an extension of the main line and this property gets to get developed. There's obviously capacity for our sewer system to support the annexation of the remainder of this property. So as with all annexations, we look at zoning. Our comp plan designates this area as rural, suburban, unincorporated residential. So upon annexation, it would just become suburban residential incorporated. And we have two zoning options. One would be R7 and the other would be R10. Given the rest of this property is R7 and it's surrounded by R7, Planning Commission recommended R7 and so does staff. It's fairly straightforward. Are there any questions? Great. Would the applicant like to speak in support of this? I'm not seeing the applicant. Would anyone else like to speak about this annexation? I am not seeing anyone.
No, I'm not seeing any hands raised either.
Great.
Okay, so we can go ahead and close this public hearing. Give it a few